Here, I'll be solving more examples on algebraic indices. And here are those examples. So it will broaden our knowledge on how indices, the algebraic form can be brought. Now, let me start with example 1. Example 1. I may solve more examples to expand our knowledge. And then let me start with, if you have 9 raised to power 2x minus 1 over 27 raised to power x plus 1 is equal to 1. These are more examples. Solve for x. Solve for x. Now, in the question above, we are looking for x. Now, how do we go about it? You can bring the question down. You have 9 raised to power 2x minus 1 over 27 raised to power x plus 1 is equal to 1. The first thing you have to do here is you can, I can use a lot of methods to solve this, but I'll break it down for you so you understand it. Let's cross multiply. Cross multiply. Once you are cross multiplying, what happens is this is 1 over 1. 1 over 1 is 1. The numerator will multiply the denominator, and the denominator will multiply the numerator. That's how you cross multiply. Then you have, what will you have? That will be 1 times 9 raised to the power 2x minus 1 is equal to 1. 1 times 27 raised to the power x plus 1. And that will still give us approximately what we are looking for. It will still give us what? 9 raised to the power 2x minus 1 is equal to 27 raised to the power x plus 1. Now, let's continue our solution here. How do we go about it? Find the factors of 9. What are the factors of 9? That will be 3 times 3. Factors of 9, 3 times 3. You bracket it, raised to the power 2x minus 1. Then factors of 27 will be 3 times 3 times 3 raised to power x plus 1. Then this will give us what? 3 raised to power 2. Then this will be 2x minus 1. Then this is 3 raised to power 3. Then that will give us x plus 1. And then what is the next thing we can do here? The next thing we can do here is multiply the indices, the index of 2 of 3 raised to power 2. Multiply 2 with the outside one by opening the bracket. Now once you open the bracket, 3 raised to power, you multiply this, it will become what? 2 times 2. Let me do it straight away. 2 times 2 is 4. Then you had your x. That's 4x. 2 times 1, that's minus 2, is equal to, you have, you bring out your 3, write your 3 again, then you multiply your 3 with the outside values. 3 times x is what? 3x plus 3. Now, can you see? You are getting there. Now, what are we to do here? What we are going to do here is just, since the base in the left hand side is equal to the base at the right hand side, which means the bases will be cancelled out. The bases will be cancelled out. Then this is how we're going to go about it. Cancel the bases. That will be 3 will cancel what? 3. Then you have your what? You have your 4x minus 2 is equal to 3x plus 3. Now take like times. That's algebra. Take like terms. Now, once you are taking like times, what are you supposed to do? You have your 4x minus 2 is equal to 3x plus 3. take like times, this 3x will come here and this minus 2 will go to the other side. Then you have 4x minus 3x. Once this 3x is coming here, it will change its sign. The sign here is plus. Then once it comes here, it changes to minus. Then this minus 2 changes to plus 2. Then you have 3 plus 2. And that will be 4x minus 3x. 4 minus 3, 1. Then you bring the x. Then 3 plus 2 is what? Is 5. Now we can say our x is equal to 5. Now you get the value of x. Now once you slot in the value of x to this question, you still have your answer to be 1. That's for the first question. Let me solve more examples so we understand better what you. Here is example 2. Example 2 says solve for a in this question. You have your 8a raised to power minus 2 is equal to 2 over 25. This looks a little bit complex. It looks a little bit complex. How do I go about it? Now let's start solution. Now from this, the first thing you do here is divide both sides by 8. Divide both sides by 8. Now on this, you have your what? You have your 8a. You have your 8a 8a raised to power minus 2 over 8. You are dividing 2 over 25 divided by 8. Now 8 will cancel. 8 will cancel. This 8 will cancel this 8. Then you have your value to be what? 8 raised to power minus 2 is equal to 2 over 25 times your fraction. Your 8 will becomes what? 1 over 8. Now you have your what? Your a raised to power minus 2 is equal to multiply 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 25 times 8, that's 200. Now you have 2 over 200. Now you will see that there should be a common factor to reduce this to its lowest term. Now 2 here, 1, 2 in 200, that is 100. Now we can conclude that our a raised to power minus 2 will give us what? 1 over 100. Now since you have that, you continue by saying a raised to power minus 2 is equal to what? This is 1 over 100. How do we go about this? If you remember one of the law of indices I gave to you, I told you that when you have a raised to power minus 1 negative index, you have your what? 1 over what? You have your 1 over a. Now it is applicable here too. It is applicable here. Now from this, you'll be able to solve that correctly. Let's come back here. You have your what? 100 raised to power minus 1. Then you have a raised to power minus 2 is equal to, find the factors of 100. You have 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. But as well, you can break it down. You can break it down to 10 times 10. And that will be 10 raised to power 2, 10 times 10 minus 1. Then you come up here. You have your a raised to power minus 2. A raised to power minus 2 is equal to 10 raised to power 2, open bracket, close bracket, minus 1. Then you have a raised to power minus 2 is equal to what? 10, multiply the index of 10 with the one outside. 2 times minus 2 will give us minus 2. Now, you have a raised to power minus 2 is equal to 10 raised to power minus 2. Then how do we get the value of a? Look at both indices. The index in the left-hand side and the index in the right-hand side are the same. Minus 2, minus 2. Since those indices are the same, then it can cancel themselves. Now, you cancel those index. This will cancel this. Then, finally, our A is equal to 10. Simple. That's just how you can go about it. Now, if you put your A to be 10 here, what should be your value? Let's quickly do some checkup. Assuming you have your a raised to power minus 2 and you have your what, you have your uh, let's do some checkup. Assuming you have a your 8 raised to power minus 2 is equal to what? Let's put our 10. Then you have a 10 raised to power minus 2, and that will be what? 8 times 1 over 10 raised to power what? 2, and that will be what? 8 times 1 over 100. Now 4 in 8, 2, 4 in 100, 25. Now you get your 25 here. This is correct. That's just how to go about it. Let me do more complex example so you understand better. Here is another example on algebraic indices. Here we're told to solve for x. Solve for x. But in this case, you have your basis carrying fractions. Fraction. Oh, this look a little bit complex, but you're going to know, you're going to understand it. You break it down gradually and you arrive at your answer. Now let's move on with how to go about it. Let's move on how to go about it. Now, how do I go about it? Let's start with solution. Now, this is what? H raised to power x over 2. Now, I will advise you to find the lowest common factor. Find the factors of 8 in its lowest common factor. Now, factors of 8 will be what? 2 times 2 times 2 raised to power x over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power 3 over 8 times, this will be 2 times 2, that's 4, raised to power 3 over 4. Now, we are going there gradually. Now, this will be what? 2 raised to power 3 x over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power 3 over 8 times 2 raised to power 2 3 over 4. Now, let's do something now. We go on to multiply the indices, the index, the in the bracket with the one outside the bracket. Now, that will be 2 raised to power, this will be 3 times x over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power 3 over 8 times 2 raised to power 2 times 3 over 4. Now, let's continue. You have your 2 raised to power 3 times x is what? 3x over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power 3 over 8 um, times 2 raised to power 2 here, 1, 2 here, 2. Then you have your 3 times 1, that's what? 3 over 2. Now, sometimes you can round it up. 2 times 3 is 6 over 4. But 2 can go in 6, 3. 2 can go in 4, 2. You can still arrive your answer. You can still get your answer to be that. Now, looking at the value here, let's continue what you to do. You have 2 raised to power 3, 2 raised to power 3x over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power. Now, here you have the basis to be the same, 2 and 2. Now, law of indices, law of multiplication, the indices will be added. Then here you have your what? 3 over 8 plus 3 over 2. Now, you have your 2 raised to power 3x over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power. Now you find this is fractions. You are still going to see a video on fractions, so that will explain fractions better, because in mathematics everything links together. Now you find the LCM of 8 and 2. If you cannot find the LCM, this is how to look for the LCM. 2, 8, and lowest common multiple, 2 here 1, 2 here 4, 2 here 1, 2 here 2, 2 here 1, 1. Then you multiply this side. That's 2 times 2 times 2. The answer is 8. 8 on that. That's just LCM, side solution. Then you have your what? You write your 8. 8. Now, 8 in 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times 3. That's 3 plus 2 in 8. That's 4. 4 times 3. Denominator. That's 12. Now, you have your what? You have your 2 raised to power 3x over 2 is equal to 2 raised to power 15. Let me use another color. 15 over 8. Now we are getting closer. Once you can understand how this thing goes systematically, you'll be able to solve anything on indices. Now, the bases are the same as per what I always tell you. Once the bases are the same, the left hand side and the right hand side, you have an opportunity to cancel them out. Now, this will cancel this. Then you have what? Then you have 3x over 2 is equal to 15 over 8. Now you cross multiply. Cross multiply. I told you the other time, how do we cross multiply? The numerator will multiply the denominator. The denominator will multiply the numerator. Now, what do you have? We have 3x times 8 is equal to 2 times 15. That's 24x is equal to 30. Divide by 24. Divide both sides. Divide both sides by 24. You have your what? You have 24x over 24 is equal to 30 over 24. Then this cancel out. This cancel out. Cancel, cancel. But here, 6 is a factor that can be used to divide the numerator and the denominator. Then you have 6. 30 divided by 6 will give us what? Will give us 6. 30 divided by 6 will give us 5. Now, 24 divided by 6 will give us 4. Therefore, we can arrive our answer to be x is equal to 5 over 4. In mixed fraction, you have it to be 1 whole number 1 over 4. As a decimal, you have it to be 1.25. This is your final answer. Thank you for these 3 examples. Now, these 3 examples has been able to show us how we can have more solutions on algebraic indices. Now, to get more examples and more complex questions on indices, check a link below. You can get my book on algebraic indices that gave 100 solutions to algebraic indices, 100 solutions to indices. This comprises a lot of questions on indices. Thank you very much.